Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to decode the corporate world. Today we're diving into a Form 8K filing. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Think of it like a corporate treasure map, except instead of gold, we're hunting for the story behind the numbers. Will we find buried treasure or just a bunch of red flags? Let's find out. Catheter Precision Inc. just released this report. In short, it's about an investor presentation and that's what we'll be looking at. Let's dive in. First things first, this report is dated March 12, 2025. That's the day the earliest event they're talking about happened, marking it as a fresh piece of news. Okay, so item 701 is all about regulation FD disclosure. This regulation makes sure companies share important information with everyone at the same time. They can't just whisper secrets to a few favored investors. This keeps things fair. Basically, it means if they're telling some investors something new in a presentation, they have to tell everyone through this 8K filing. So the main event here is the investor presentation from March 2025. This presentation likely contains all sorts of information about Catheter Precision, like what they're working on, how they plan to grow, and of course how they plan to make money. Investor presentations are important. They can change the market's outlook on a company. Before we jump into the investor presentation, let's quickly look at the signature section. It's just a formality, but it confirms that the company stands behind everything in this report. Philip Anderson, the Chief Financial Officer, signed off on it. Now for the good stuff, the investor presentation. Let's assume the presentation covers some key points that might be interesting to investors. Without the actual presentation content, I can only make assumptions. But generally, these presentations cover things like new products or technologies they're developing, strategic partnerships they formed, and market opportunities they're targeting. It might also discuss any challenges or risks the company faces. Investor presentations usually focus on future growth and profitability. Unfortunately, the 8K report doesn't actually include the presentation's details. AI mentions that it exists. To really understand what's going on, we'd need to see the actual presentation slides. Let's talk about Catheter Precision in general. From their name and the CFO's title, it sounds like they're in the medical device industry, likely focused on catheters or related technologies. This is a specialized field, and success depends on things like regulatory approvals, technological innovation, and building relationships with doctors and hospitals. So what's the story here? Well, Catheter Precision is trying to get investors excited about their company. They're using this presentation to paint a picture of a promising future. Whether they succeed depends on the actual content of the presentation and how well they can execute their plans. It's up to investors to decide whether or not they buy into it. Looking at Catheter Precision, they are probably dependent on medical technology advancement, which is a very difficult field. It's full of potential, but it also has high risk and many other competitors as well as regulations. While it's impossible to say for certain based on this single filing, it's clear the company needs to continue to innovate and attract funding to survive. So thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe.